Hey guys, welcome to our next tutorial, that is instance variable. So based on the position of declaration and behavior, all variables are divided into three types. First one is instance variable, second one is static variable, and third one is local variable. So now what is the definition of instance variable? If the value of the variable varied from object to object, such type of object is called instance variable, where each object has a separate copy of instance variable will be created. All right. So here, so let's suppose we have defined int name, Nimit, int age, suppose 25. Okay. So here, oh, okay. And suppose this class is student or instance variable. So like that, we have 100 students with us. Okay. So it means so these are the instance variable where we have you know the the variable varied from object to object. For student 1, we have student 1 is Nimit 25. Student 2, we have name Sakshi and age 24. Student 3, we have Prashant as name and age 30. So like that. So for every student object, we have different set of instance variable. All right. So I hope you can understand the definition. Let me repeat it again. If the value of the variable varied from object to object, means the value of the variable, so these are the value of the variable, and this will vary object to object, means we have 10 students, so we have 10 students object s1 s2 till s7. We have s1 object, s2 object, so like that. So this first s1 is actually pointing to this two values. This second s2 is pointing to this one, suppose. Okay. So this is if the value of variable varied from object to object. Such type of object is called instance variable. Okay, so these are the instance variable. For every object, a separate copy of instance variable will be created. Okay. Now what is the second point? Instance variable should be declared within a class directly, but outside of any method or block or constructor. So here, this is the best place to create instance variable within the class, but outside any method, block, or constructor. So this is the second point. You can write it. Instance variable should be declared within a class directly, but outside of any method or block or constructor. Now, what is the third point? Third point is instance will be created at the time of object creation and destroy at the time of object destruction. Hence, the scope of the instance variable is exactly same as the scope of object. So here, so here the object, we have created this v. So when you know we load the main method into JVM, and when this v is created, then all this instance variable will be created, and when we have finished with this object, then all this object will be destroyed. So this is the third point, so you can write it down. Instance will be created at the time of object creation and destroyed at the time of object destruction. Hence, the scope of instance variable is exactly same as scope of object. All right, let's come to fourth point. Instance variable will be stored in the heap memory as a part of object. So we have the memory allocation. So heap memory is the allocation for instance variable, because that is the part of the object, because object and instance variable is associated with each other. So this is the fourth point. Instance variable will be stored in the heap memory as the part of object. Fourth point, we can't access instance variable directly from static area, but we can access by using object reference. We can access instance directly from instance area. So here we have the example. So this public static void main, this is the static method. Okay, so here we can't actually use directly x, x instance variable into this static method, because this is not the static one. But here we can use this one by using the reference of the object. Like we told you, the object and instance variable are associated with each other and both are placed into the heap area. So here within this heap area, he's saying, okay, let me access this. So we can access that way. But because these are, are non-static, so here we can use it directly into a non-static method. So like that way. All right, let's come to the next point. For instance variable, JVM will always provide default values, and we are required to perform initialization explicitly. So guys, if we have not defined anything like y, suppose int y, or any other things like char c or boolean b, okay, char c, boolean b, okay, and now if I want to type it here, y, c, b. Okay, let me run it. So here we can see for the integer we have 0, for char we have blank, and for b we have false, boolean we have false. So JVM has already provided the default values. Now the last point is instance variable, also known as object level variable or attributes. So like in C++ we can say it like attributes, we can say it here as well. And the another name of instance variable is object level variables, because all these are associated with the object. To summary this up, so here all these are the instance variable which is actually varied, according to the object, and we are placing that within the class but outside the method, block, or constructor. We can directly use the instance variable into a non-static method, but if we want to use within a static method, then we need a object, and that object reference to that variable. JVM has already provided the default values for all the instance variable. So I hope you can understand the instance variable. Thank you guys.